Hi everyone, welcome back to the third and final part of this tutorial from Night Garden, and we're going to be tackling the background today, so that's going to be fun. I was dreading the background, a little bit worried, but now I've got a plan. I'm completely happy because I'm going to be using some pastel colours, and that makes it a lot easier. Now my first job is to choose which colour I want to use for the background, and I have ummed and ahed a little bit. We've got these celestial things and stars which make me think it's night time. I had considered doing a sort of bluey colour, and I'm thinking that this colour here might work. It's a very, very dark blue. So I'm going to try using that. So I'm going to apply some on my sponge, on my makeup pad, hold the page like that. I don't want to get greasy fingerprints on the page. You can see it's quite a dark colour, but it's going to have to go right up to the leaves and around them, so they may get affected by the colour, which is why it can be slightly scary. But hopefully it'll all be okay. We can make it a little bit lighter as we come in towards the middle. Got these black areas. My black is interfering. Hang on a minute. I'm not happy with these black areas here and here, so I'm going to erase them. You can use a normal eraser. I haven't got a big eraser in here, so I'm going to just use this little one. Erase the bits you don't like. And that bit. Okay, sweep away the pencil bits. And right, what I'm going to do is very carefully with this is to pick up that, actually with my fingers, move the black along and put it there. I'm less likely to get black on my cloth. I'm going to go to a different bit. That's better. And then we can put it on top of here, and it will disappear away those bits where we've. So I'm going to do it quite lightly under the leaves because I'm a bit worried that it might take on too much of the colour. Same with the bird, but because it's quite a dark colour, I think that will work. Now I realise we've got stars, we've got bits and pieces. We will deal with all those in a minute. We can just put this pastel on first without worrying about those. You need to make sure it goes right to the edge of the page though. This bird's probably going to go a bit blue, but I don't think it matters that much. So I'm going to go quite lightly behind the leaves. You could do this in pencil, but it's going to take you a lot longer. That's why I favour the pastels. They're quick and simple. There is a bit of technique. You do need to, sometimes they can be a bit patchy. I don't mind that usually. Can you see how down here? You can't because my hands are got a swirl. I don't mind. And here where the page is creased, we've got a bit of a mark. But if you try not to touch the page, that will be better because you don't get fingerprints then. Just make the corner a bit darker because our corners at the top are quite dark. Now some pastel colours will take white pen on top of them and some won't. Some of them, when you try and put white pen over, they show the colour, the colour of the pastel bleeds through. So you may have to experiment if you want to use a white pen on top of a pastel. I'm going to be using pens on top but not white, and so I don't think I'm going to get this problem. I can do it a little bit lighter in the middle here because we've got lots going on here. That you could make it look like there's sun coming through the cloud, through the tree, but this is a nighttime scene, so we can't do that. That was an unintentional effect that I accidentally produced by being a bit too directional with my pastel. Now you do need to be careful. If you colour really lightly, your pastel would definitely go over the top of everything you've coloured. I have put a dark pastel before on top of a page I coloured with Ergosofts. I coloured it very pale and it absolutely ruined everything. So you do need to be a bit careful. You need to be confident that your pencil is covering enough so that when you put your pastel on top, it's not going to ruin it. Now this has gone a bit darker, the leaves and the flowers and things. I don't mind because it's night time, so they'll be a bit dark, so I think it's okay. Just making sure, I think this corner here needs a bit more. Okay, no, it's quite patchy. That's fine with me. I'm okay with that. Now, I'm just going to put the lid on the pastels, or else I have upset them all over the floor before. Not drawing a video, but even so, I've learned my lesson and I like to just put them away, or at least out of the way, before I carry on and do anything too drastic. Just seeing what pens I've got in here. I thought I had a yellow one, but I don't. Okay. Now I'm going to do a few things. I've got these pens here, which are metallic jelly rolls, and I am going to do the centres of the centres of the flowers and the stars in this one. This is this silver one. Okay. Oops. I just thought it'd be fun. Now I need something to lean on so I don't smudge the pastel. Got a bit of folded paper, so I'm not going to zoom out because I'll forget where I'm at, but basically I'm going to start just doing the insides of the stars. Actually I think I'll do this, but I'm just going to draw over the top. I'm not going to actually fill in the moon with the pen. Now I'm concentrating. That's a bit wobbly, wasn't it? It's a bit far away. I can't really get much closer. Okay, let's move on and do stars. They're a bit easier. Okay, so I'm going to do, as I said, going to do the flower middles as well in the silver. So I think the flowers look a little bit plain. I think it will just brighten them up a bit. And it'll just make it look a little more like there's some brightness through the dark. You could use glitter pen for this rather than metallic. It's up to you completely. I just happen to have these on the desk in here and I can't go and get any others because the children are recording a live video. So still. Okay, this one takes a bit more concentration and a little dot on a flower middle. So I'm just gonna not talk. There we are, sorry. I just needed to concentrate a little bit. Okay, let's move into the middle. Now this is a Gellyroll Sakura metallic pen. I had the set for my birthday and they're really, really lovely. They're probably the best metallic pens I've had. Right, down at the bottom we haven't got an awful lot going on. They are expensive, but apparently, so I gathered the Sakura, who make these, invented gel pens, so I understand. So you would expect them to do it well, but obviously you can buy lots of much cheaper ones, so it's, you know, it's up to you really what you buy. Sakura don't do a huge range, and looking through different Amazons, some countries have more than others, so which is really unfair because we don't have them all here in the UK. I could probably source them elsewhere though. I know some people buy directly from Japanese Amazon, but I get a bit worried about import duty because I did buy something. What did I buy? Oh, Holbein pencils I bought, and I ended up having to pay import duty, and it was as expensive as the pencils. So I get a little bit worried about that, and I know a lot of people have had a lot of success with, and they don't worry about it, but I think it depends where you buy from. So it's just worth being aware and being careful. I know some people have bought the full set of Holbeins off Japanese Amazon and the import duty was included, but it said on the listing. So, you know, it just depends what's what really. Now I want to make this look slightly more special, and I want to try out my black diamond Stickles. So I'm thinking of just doing it inside the circle, not over the whole page. I thought it might then make the circle bit look a bit more special. Now I was doing some Stickles earlier with this. I'm going to try using this end so that I don't waste it. So as I say, black diamond Stickles. Actually, and what I'm going to do is pour some onto the, squidge some onto here, and then use this to apply it to the page, and you can see it's quite pretty. So, ooh, that's a big lump. See, this is what I want to try and avoid, is getting a big lump, because then it makes it hard to colour on the back of the page. So I thought if I can just spread out a little bit. I was sort of, the first time I used them, I made a big lump like that and didn't know how to spread it. I tried to spread it using the tip of the pot, which apparently you're supposed to do, and I just wasn't successful at it. I'm sure some people have got it really well rehearsed and they're good at it, but not me. So I had to think of something a bit different. Oops, splodge, 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 splodge. Then we go back and take a bit. Now trying to get it so it's behind, in between some of the branches, but not all of them, and not on top of any of them. It's a little bit tricky. And not too thickly splodged. Splodge being the technical term. That's a bit thick there. That's quite a big bit. I'll put it in there. A big bit there, and then I can spread it a bit. There we go. Just spread it round. This is a lot of fun. It's I have to concentrate a bit. It's good fun. Now, I want to do it all the way around. So I'm gonna, because I can change my mind. I think what I'm gonna do is not put it inside that shape, just around the outside. Then it'll sort of stand out a bit more. Now you can see how splodgy that is, and I'm just gonna take that away a bit. My stomach's rumbling. Shouldn't be. Just realised I'm going to have to do it in between all the tree branches, aren't I now? That's going to be fun. You can see I'm getting quite a squidgy squodgy applicator. It's okay. I can always get a new one if I need to. Hopefully it'll be okay. I think it's quite fun adding some shine and glitter to pages. I don't know if you agree. I'm sure there are much more elegant ways to apply stickles to a page than this, but I'm sure you can all come up and let me know what you do. But I actually quite like doing this, it's fun. And it gets me, I'm happy with how it looks, so. And I find it easier than using the tip of the bottle. But you know, you might like to use the tip. Oh, I got some on my scrap paper that's in between the pages. It's going to be, it will have to go anyway because it's got pastel all over it, so it won't matter. I don't know how long these bottles last for. I use them a lot lately. They're fun. Right, now for the sort of intricate bit. And I am not talking. It takes a bit of concentration, especially when you do that and you have to remember where you've done it, because you need to quickly return to it and spread it. Because you don't want it to be in a big lump. Go on, spread a bit. There you go. It's too much fun, this. I wasn't concentrating then and just thought I was doing the outside when I wasn't. I think we need a bit by the bird. Whoop. I'll put a bit there. There you are, bird. Have a bit by you. A bit in here. And nearly done. You might just think it looks a bit messy now, but I think it looks fun. You might want to do your celestial items a little bit more, a bit darker so you can see them, but I'm happy with mine as they are. I'm just aware that some of you might think they don't really stand out enough, but that's up to you. You can always sort of fill them in a bit more, surround them with a bit more colour. Not sure. Caught in the deep bit there. There we go. Okay, I think I'm done. Now, one problem with the stickles is they are quite wet, so your page will wrinkle a little bit. Now, this is a single-sided page, but you see? It's going a bit splodgy from the glue. I don't mind. As I say, it's a single-sided page, so it's not going to hurt. But you may feel that you aren't too keen on that. I'm just trying to make it look, let's make it look a little bit neater. So there is our finished picture with our stickles, our celestial stars and bits and pieces. I'm trying to check if there was there anything else I was going to do. There's a big gap there with no glitter, but anyway, I've put it away now. But I'm just going to twist it into the light, and hopefully you can see all the glitter shining. I hope. I can't see it at all. It doesn't look at all shiny, but it's not as oops, sorry, it's not as bright as some stickles, but I think it's rather pretty because it's a little bit darker. It works with this sort of night sky type picture. So there it is. I hope that was okay for you. It's a bit different. It's a bit messy there, I've just noticed. Anyway, there's always going to be a bit that's going to need a bit of improving, that doesn't quite look as good as you'd hoped or whatever. You know, it's just life, isn't it? But I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to leave it. I've finished. I'm going to leave it. But thank you very much for watching. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day, and happy colouring.